Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel with Wrenching with Rob. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. And that you're probably wondering what this looking crank thing is, and you're exactly right. It is a crank. Doubles as a wheel lug wrench too, but yes, it is indeed a crank. So if you rotate around, you may remember the last time on the last episode we were talking about taking this thing over to a car show. And we're going to go over starting this thing, cranking. So anyway, no, just kidding. There's no way I'm stupid enough to try to crank this thing. Anyway, the radiator and the engine are not on the same playing field, and be suicide to try to crank this one. It doesn't like it. And when you have electric start, yeah, we're not going to use the crank, but it looks cool. So anyway, we'll just put this back on the floor for looks. Put on the old sunscreen eye protectors. So first of all, I've already checked the oil in the water. That's a must do because this thing leaks like a sieve, and I don't think anybody in 1930 was really concerned with how much oil and water they had to put into it, because evidently it's a little cheaper back then. So first thing we're going to do is go over to starting. Not the most roomy thing in the world. So first thing we're going to do, turn on the gas. That's way up under here. That's a pretty much standard norm on these old cars. You want to turn the gas off every time because you never know if the needle's going to stick or something's going to leak. And next thing you know, all your precious gas is all over the floor. Gas on the floor is not always a good thing. Fires, you know, it's kind of dangerous. So we're going to push the advance up all the way, because if you have it down, it kicks and it makes it very angry to start. We'll turn the key on. We literally just turn it until it pops out. And again, make sure it's in neutral. Feels like it's in neutral because we don't want it to take off. We're going to set the throttle. Even though it has a foot feed, it's easier for me to set the throttle, or some people would know it as the cruise control, down a little bit. Make sure it's down some. We're going to grab the choke. The choke works in two different ways. That is full choke, and then we can also adjust the mixture. But right now we're going to use full choke. So we have the key on, we have the gas on. We'll rock it a little bit, make sure that needle seats in the carburetor. And then we're going to see my foot way up there. You may not be able to see this, but right there underneath my big size 12 there is the starter button up here. So you push that on the floor. It doesn't have a key where you just crank it. So anyway, we're going to pull the choke, we're going to work the advance, and as soon as it starts, we're going to hit the throttle all at the same time. So here we go. So choke, and there it goes. Pull the advance back down, and lo and behold, it's running. Man, it's running pretty good. It's about 58, 60 degrees or so, so it's not too bad right now, but it is running. We got good indication on our amp meter that it's charging. So I think we're in pretty good shape. We'll let it run and idle a little bit, and we'll take off. I'll see you back at the car show.
You're used to these 400, 500, 607.
One of my earliest memories is riding in the car. And it got wrecked. And we just took all the fenders off and replaced the wrecked stuff, and it was back in business again. So this is going to be a wrap for today. You saw the footage of the car show and us taking the Model A over there. Kind of like what we figured, we probably didn't have much of a chance to place anywhere because this thing's in a class kind of all by itself. And when you get grouped into with the really cool cars like your 57 Chevys and all those really nice, or I won't even say exotic, they're just standard really nice cars. These old ones here don't really have much of a chance, which is great. I'm just really enjoying sitting down, talking with people, talking cars. Obviously, I like to talk, or we probably wouldn't be doing, or you're seeing what you're seeing right now. So really enjoyed it. Like to sit back there and people watch and talk. Like to see the different cars that are out there and really get to know people and talk about this thing. Even the little kids really like it, and inside this thing and checking it out and seeing how the old timers used to really get around. So a couple more things we've got going on in the shop here. Got this little 86 4-track. So yeah, that is actually a four-wheeler, if you can't tell by all four wheels. Got all the plastics off of it right now. It's got a no spark condition right now, and it doesn't seem to have any compression. So it's been sitting for a while. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it's just a valve that's sticky right now. We'll probably do some footage on that one. And then cranked up the bike and let it run for a little while today. I'm having a little trouble getting it out at the moment, but it does start and run. In fact, if you listen really close, you can hear it ticking. So another thing we got going on here is, if you follow me over here, we've got one of these. Sorry, I'm probably talking, you can't even hear me. So another thing we got going on is we've got one of these. Yeah, so everybody that knows Painless knows they make wires. And 74 and earlier. So if you didn't already catch it as we walked over here, this is what we got going on. We've got a 73 CJ5 that is an awful rat's nest of wiring that I'm doing up for a friend of mine. So hopefully we'll do some videos on that as well. And if you don't get too bored watching me work with wires, you'll see some pretty cool stuff. So that's going to be a wrap for today. Next time we'll either start with working on this four-wheeler for a while. I know we've got some body work going on the 87's body, then we can put it back together. I still have to put the front of the motor back together for the 87. You saw in the last video, I've got the steering box done. I can detach that and also put it back into the Connex, so I've got a little bit more room to work with and hopefully snake my bike out before it gets too cold. Let's see, if you like this type of stuff, please like, share, and subscribe. It tells YouTube that I'm either doing something right or you like what you're seeing, and the more likes and subscribers I get, I guess that's good. But anyway, that's what I'm being told. So thank you very much for sticking by and watching all this and watching me babble and sticking with us and watching something a little bit different today than me just wrenching. So have a good one.